Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to do a project that I have done many times. This is Deanna with Food Bank Beautiful, and this is not a food-related video, but this is something that I do. And so while the majority of our channel is dedicated to food bank resources, how to cook with food bank groceries, feeling really good about going to the food bank, there's going to be other things in here that are a part of my life as well. We're not single dimensional, right? We may use the food bank, but we have tons of other things in our lives that keep us going, make us happy, give us grief, all of those things. So you've already started to see little snippets about my grandmother, little snippets about my chickens. Now we're going to see a little snippet about my garden. So when my husband and I lived in this house before, this is our house, when we lived in it many years ago, I had an over 2,000 square foot garden. Now, it wasn't one garden plot, but it was garden plots all across the property. It was really beautiful. I miss it. When we moved to New Mexico, I gave all of my plants to my dear friend Mary and a few other people, and off to New Mexico we went. We never thought we'd be coming back, but here we are. So now I'm older, I have different responsibilities, and what I want to do is plant some flowers for my greenhouse, and maybe 1 or 2 beds. I think that's really all that I can keep up with now. So the first thing I want to show you is I want to show you the flower seeds, okay? So the first one is just a zinnia, which I love zinnias. I've grown this zinnia many times. I love the color. It is a lime green zinnia, and it's called Envy. So we're going to do that. I have grown this Cosmo many times. I used to save all of my seeds, but when we moved from this house, I gave all of my seeds away to the guy who was going to buy this house. Long story short, he ended up not buying the house, and here we are back again. This is a Cosmos called Sensation Mixed Colors. One of my favorites. Isn't that pretty? Now in my greenhouse, I like to keep my colors in the white, pink, and orange range. I have one bed outside of my house that is strictly red and white. Excuse me. And then the other bed will just be whatever I want, people. This next one is a zinnia giant double flowered mixed color. Can you see that? There we go. The next one is called a dwarf cherry rose nasturtium. I love nasturtiums. When I had my property before, I grew them in all sorts of colors depending on what bed they were in, and I absolutely adored them, saved my seeds, grew them every year. They were fantastic. This year, I want to stick with only pink colors because my space is so limited. And last but not least, one of my favorites are sweet peas. This one is called Mammoth Salmon Cream. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? Okay, so right now I'm going to do 5 with you because I have 5 empty containers available to me. I might have 3 more in the trunk of my car. I may or may not be willing to go get more of those. We will see, but let's at least get these done. Now, there are exceptional gardeners out there with YouTube channels who will have episodes on sowing winter flowers. Sometimes it's called sowing flowers in milk jugs, anything like that. You will be able to find episodes that can walk you through it step by step in more detail, more professional than me. Okay, my favorite one is Garden Answer. I love that show. I watch it all the time. Many years ago when she was just starting her channel, I started watching her, and that's how I learned to do gardening way above my pay grade. I was able to do some beautiful things that I never thought I could do, but she taught me how. So anyway, we are a little tiny house Just my husband, my grandmother, myself, and I'm going to plant some seeds. Let's see how we do. Now, this first part. One thing I hate about this job is I hate sawing or trying to cut my milk jugs in half with a pair of scissors. The language, people, the language. Smoky, dirty language, right? Okay, I told you I was the daughter of a recon Marine. I inherited that mouth. But I'm not going to use it here because, you know, it's not polite. So I'm going to do something. You can either choose to do it or not do it. It's up to you, but I'm going to use my electric knife. Oh no, Deanna, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to. Okay, just watch your fingers, people. Just watch your fingers. And better yet, watch the other girls and see what they do and see if you have the patience and the skills not to have to do it this way. I have cut 3 ahead for you. I'm going to cut 1 of each kind, and you can just decide for yourself if you think it's worth the potential loss of fingers. Is it worth the potential loss of fingers? Okay, most people use a water jug, and I have a couple, so we're going to do that. This is my electric knife. Are you scared yet? You need to be, people. All right, here we go. This is going to be loud. That's all I want to do. I just want to break the thing. And then it's easy. Always worry where your knife is and where your fingers are. And you just want to cut it most of the way. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not perfect. That's how I did those. This is how I did the other one. These are a little bit sturdier. So again, keep your fingers crossed. And here we go. Okay, all I needed to do was break that. And now I'm just going to... Good enough. And I still have, woohoo, all my fingers. So I am going to do this right here at the kitchen counter. It's an easy place to clean off. I can just shuffle everything off to the floor when I'm done, bring in my vacuum cleaner and vacuum it all up. Now, do you see me looking over here? Okay. That's because Eloise and Betty Jan have been quite needy this morning, and they are sitting right now on a box of Kleenex on a little TV stand, and right now they're being really good, but we don't know. We will see what happens. All right, let me get this set up and then I'll bring you along. Yeah, I forgot. There's another step to this I don't love. Because I don't have patience, people. None whatsoever. I need to put holes in the bottom of my container, and it might have been easier had I done this first, but I did not. So here I have 3 holes, and I'm just using this. It doesn't look like scissors are going to do it nicely, so I'm just going to poke in there and put a hole in, and then just enlarge that hole. I will do these on all of my containers, and then I will bring them back to you because that is not exciting YouTube TV. All right, I'll be back. Okay, this is actually much easier. Little paring knife, go down to the softest part of your container. I do it over a little paper towel. It goes right through, and then I just twist it. And this is just a little knife that's in my kitchen until my stuff comes. I think it was like a $3 knife at Walmart. So if I ruin it, people, I ruin it. I will be able to live with myself. That is much easier. So that's what we're going to do there. That one's done. That one's done. Did I get this one? Yes, but I think I want to do that just a little bit more. Let's turn it a little bit more. Okay. This one. Is this one done? No. Okay, we'll do this one. Remember, keep your 911 on speed dial, right? Just in case you need to call for me. And while you're at it, you'll have to call social services for somebody to come and take care of Grandma if I end up going to the ER today. Okay, that will not be funny. All right, that was good. I'm only laughing because I don't think it's really going to happen. And actually, in a bind, my guy upstairs could do it for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're done. We've got all 5 containers. So let's see what we think. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down, okay? All right, now for this part, I'm going to change this out because I don't really want dirt on these things. And I'm going to grab an empty box that I have, and I'm just going to work with it right here, okay? So I have some potting mix, and I'm just going to fill this almost up to the cut line. And any dirt that I have left over, I'll just go dump into my greenhouse. Okay. Well, that's pretty nice. Nice and moist. Can you see that? Okay. And I'm just going to pop that down a little bit, not too much, just like that. And I'm going to take my first packet of seeds. This is going to be the sweet peas. And I think with sweet peas, if I remember correctly, usually they want you to soak them first. But because we're winter sowing, I'm not going to do that. And how many do I have here? All right, we're going to plant quite a few. First I'm just going to stick them on top of the dirt. Because when they start to sprout and they get a couple inches high, I'm going to transplant them into some containers that I made, and they'll be in my greenhouse and I can keep an eye on them. All I want to do is get little starters. Now, when I lived in this house before, I had a whole room upstairs that I did all of my seed starting. I had lights, the whole 9 yards. Divided my dahlias up there. Everything was lovely. But that's not what we have now. And now we have to work with what we have. We still have that house. I mean, we still have the whole house, but we rent the upstairs to a gentleman, and he has access to that room, not us. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and plant them all because all I want is little sprouts. Okay, now can you see? Can you see that? Okay, that's all I've done. So this is going to be sweet peas, and I am actually just going to tape this to the jug when I'm finished. So let me go get my tape. Now, I am going to take this loose soil and I'm going to cover up my seeds. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more, not too much. Just a little bit more. And then once I get these all taped and ready to go and all 5 of them are done, I will take them out to the side of my greenhouse, the outside part of my greenhouse, and from there I will water them. I'm not going to water them in here because they have holes in the bottom and they're just going to drip all over my floors. So this is what it looks like now. Can you see that? About halfway. Soil. Lots of soil, cut holes in the bottom, most of the jug cut in half. Okay? Now, I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to tape the top and the bottom together. And I like to do it a couple of ways. First of all, I start out with a length of tape and I just put it down top to bottom so I can keep my jug together. Okay, just like that. So that piece I just put from here to here, and it kind of keeps my jug together because now I'm going to go around this open seal here. And let me see if I can bring you in for that. All right, right there. Okay, let's see what we got. Let me find my, right there. Okay. Can you see that? All I'm really interested in doing is making sure that that is taped down shut. We're not looking for pretty. And if we were looking for pretty, it wouldn't be here today. Kind of squish that around with my hands. And I think we are good. The next thing I'm going to do is, here, I'll do something pretty for you guys. Okay, here's my thing. And I'll just make this pretty. "65 days to bloom." Well, we'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. Can you see that? I'm just going to pick it up with my tape. And I'm going to put it right here on the front of the carton. And now I know what's in there. Stick another thing of tape over that just to make it rain-proof. And that's one, you guys. We got it. Now, I think that I'm going to put tape one more place, kind of where this handle is. I'm just going to tape up here over it because I don't want water getting in that way. And I'm going to tape down over that and get that seal right there one more time. And I think that's good. I think we're good. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to go up a little bit, put that right there. And do that here. And I'm not too worried about that. Okay, there it is. We have our nasturtiums, pretty pink nasturtiums for very little work, right? That was kind of fun. Okay, I'll do one more for you in a milk jug, and then I will do the rest by myself because you don't need to watch me do all 5 to know what I'm going to do. And then I will take them out to the greenhouse, I'll water them, and then I'll show you just how they sit out by the greenhouse. And then every couple weeks we'll take a look at them and see what we've got going, okay? Because we're going to enjoy those all summer long. Betty Jan. Killing me, Betty Jan. Killing me. Okay, now I'm going to do this kind. I have it sitting in my box. I have dirt in my box, and I'm just going to take my hand and fill this up with the dirt. Oh, I love the way dirt smells. Love it, love it, love it. Let me see what's going on out there. Wow, okay. I'll try to get a little bit more in there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And for this one, we will do the giant double flowered mixed colors. Okay. I have a chicken that is sitting on the top of my chair. Don't, son of a, you fill in the blank. Yeah. This is Betty Jan. Hi, Betty Jan. Tell everybody how naughty you are. So she just flew from the back of my chair to the kitchen island where she does not belong. So I'm going to put these birds back because they are very distracting. But isn't she cute? Betty, you want to show everybody how pretty you are, how naughty you are? Yeah. All right, I'm going to go get Eloise and I'm going to put him in their container. Don't do it, people. Don't do it. I beg you, do not have pet chickens in the house. Or do it. It's worth it. Okay, let's get our zinnias done. So these are the giant double flowered mixed color zinnias. And 60 days to bloom, it says. We're just going to pull these out. Let's see what we got. Not very many. Not very many. I'm just going to sprinkle those on top. Let me get this turned back around for you. You see that? So I'm just going to sprinkle those kind of over the top. Get them separated out a little bit. Going to pat them down. And then I'm going to put a sprinkling of dirt on the top. Just a little. And then we're going to do the same thing I did before. We are going to start with that one piece of tape that I do to hold top and bottom together. And I'm going to cut the package so you guys will think that I can do pretty things around here instead of Deanna kind of things. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got. Now, as I recall, the milk jugs were a little bit more difficult to work with. I like these better. So I buy these quite frequently, so I will use those in the future. But I did have 2 milk cartons from milk that I got at Food Bank, and we're just going to recycle and reuse. All right, we're almost done. Going to put this one on top. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see it down here. That's all I'm going to do. Pick it up, and I'm going to stick it right here. I'm going to cover it with tape so that it stays. Doesn't get water damaged out there for the rest of the winter. And I'm just going to double up on some tape in the places where it's pretty iffy. There we go. And that is it. That is all I'm doing. It's as easy as that. We're not looking for pretty. We want pretty in the greenhouse and in the flower beds in, you know, June. Doesn't have to be pretty today. Not me, not the flowers. Okay, but that gives a girl hope, right? We're going to see some pretty things. So I'm going to do the other 3. I'll come back to you when the other 3 are done. You can look at them. And then I'm going to take them out to the greenhouse and I'll bring you out there for that. Plus, I'll show you the state of my greenhouse, okay? Hope you have an empty stomach, people. Okay, I'm done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly wipe off my counter. I'll bring you along for that because some of you might be worried that I'm going to cook meals on a filthy counter, but I'm not. I'm not. We're going to do this really nice. Get it cleaned up. I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I'm contemplating Brussels sprout salad or a cheese and potato soup. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Okay. And I just pulled my garbage can right up to the counter and Okay, we are outside. I decided to go ahead and pop these in my greenhouse. I'm a little bit worried for freezing temperatures because these are not perennials. At first glance, I believe all of these are, oh, what's the word I want? Not perennials. Annuals. These are all annuals, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to keep an eye on them out here. We'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to show you my greenhouse. It's horrible. When I had this greenhouse, every inch of this was full of dahlias, zinnias, cosmos, sunflowers, Irish, what are those? The Bells of Ireland, I think it was called. Okay,